Hey, fourth graders. We are 2 weeks from the end of school, believe it or not. Honestly, if you are watching this on Friday, which is when we would usually meet, you're 1 week from the end of school. So my original thought was, okay, I'm going to do a video today and we'll do one more, to coincide with the end of school. But then I was thinking, if we were in class right now, if we were in class on the very last day of school, we're not going to be really busting our tails to learn new recorder stuff. We're probably going to be using all of the different things we've learned this year to play a fun game and find a fun way to say goodbye to each other for the summer. So this is going to be the last recorder video I put up. I'm going to have something fun for you guys to do next week to really just kind of cap off everything that we worked on this year. Don't forget, it may have been a wild last couple of months, but we put in 6 months from September all the way to March, almost 7 months, where we were together every week and we were learning a lot of brand new stuff that is going to be super useful, I hope, to you in 5th grade. So today, the last song we're going to be learning, you can find it on page 25 in your book. It's called Twinkle Twinkle Little Star. It's definitely one you know. There's going to be a brand new note in here, and not only that, but there's going to be a brand new way of reading song form. And if you have no idea what that means, that's okay. This is something we would have taken up a substantial portion of our class talking about how it works. So when we get into this, we want to notice that first off, we have that C for common time instead of 4/4. Nothing weird there, just regular 4/4 time, just a different way of writing it. We have the sharp sign up on that top line between the treble clef and the time signature, telling us that any F we have in this song will be sharp, although here's the thing, we don't actually have any Fs. In this case, it's just telling us that the song is happening in G major. We also have one thing I want you to notice at the end of it. It looks like above the end of the first line, it says the word fine. That's actually the word fine. It's the Italian word for ending. And at the end of the first line in a 2-line song is a weird place to put ending. But if you look down at the bottom line has a marking above it that says DC al fine, and you can read for yourself what that means. Da capo al fine means go to the beginning of the song and play until you hit the word fine. It's a kind of a fancy way of saying we're going to write this song out in 2 lines. You want to play the top one, then the bottom one, then the top one again. And we can save a little space on the page so we can fit more music in your book. And you'll see this in longer pieces of music as well. Things like Da capo al fines can keep a song from needing to be like 7 pages. Instead, it can be like 4 pages, which is still, kind of overwhelming, but a little bit better. So, Twinkle Twinkle Little Star. We're starting going from G to D, okay? Not a super easy switch right off the bat. G, and then D is when we go middle finger, and then thumb slides off that hole. So this is what the first measure should sound like. And we want to do that kind of slide where our thumb, we shift our hand and our thumb comes off there. Now, the next one, there is our high E there. Now, I'll show you how to do it, but don't forget you can all find all these notes in the page 34, page 33. I think this one's on 34, finger chart in your book. Now, we know how to play low E. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. High E is going to be the same, except we are going to not completely take our thumb off, but we're going to try and cover about half of it, okay? It doesn't have to be exactly half. As close as you can get will work, and you may have to do some experimenting with it to try and find the exact right pitch. Because you're not taking this out of your mouth and inspecting it, like I said, you're just going to kind of do your best guess at halfway, but it should sound like this. I'll give you a couple quarter notes so you can try that on your own and just see if the pitch you make matches the one coming out of my recorder. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, and then after the 2 E's, it's going to go back to D, okay? And we're going to leave the thumb off of that hole, maybe even pull it off a little bit more than it was, and go back to that, just that second finger on the second hole down. Okay? Now, the thing about this song is that if you can play those opening 2 measures, the rest is an absolute cakewalk. Okay, so let's try those opening 2 measures, and we're going to play it super slow to begin with. okay? In fact, we're gonna start with just the fingerings to begin with. G, G, that's thumb on the bottom, 1, 2, 3 on the top. D, D, thumb slides off, middle finger stays on, the other fingers go. Okay, now we go to E. E is we set up, we kind of chuck G back in, we add fingers 1 and 2, and then we also slide the thumb halfway off. And then back to D. Now, I've made no bones about it. I said this is the toughest part of the song, but it's also the part where if you can get this, you are in good, solid, wonderful shape. So let's try playing it slowly. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now, if that's as fast as you can play it comfortably, fine, absolutely fine. I will probably take it a little bit faster on the play along, but as with any of the videos I've put up for you guys, you can play along on your own speed. You don't have to play with my play alongs. You don't have to play when I count off. You can just kind of learn the notes as I show them to you, follow your music, and do this on your own, the same way you would normally practice this. I mean, if we were in school right now and I was seeing you on a Friday morning and then sending you off on your own, I'm not gonna send a video your way, you know, that afternoon that says, here's what you play with. You're gonna work hard to figure it out your own, okay? So here's a slightly faster play along, slightly faster for those same 2 measures. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, now like I said, that's the hard part. Here comes the easy part. The next 2 measures are going to go C, C, B, B, A, A, and a long G. Okay? C is the same as D, except we add that thumb on. C, C, B, B, A, G. We're just adding fingers at that point. How easy is that? Okay, so let's play along those last 2 measures of the top line. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, play along for the complete top line. Here we go, starting at G, still taking it pretty slowly. 1, 2, ready, go. Now you probably saw me, even though I'm not playing it sideways because that would be really difficult for me, you probably saw the recorder shift a little bit. When I go from D to C, you can see me kind of angling my hand to put that thumb back on to cover that bottom hole. All right, the bottom line, the second line, is going to start with D, D, C, C, B, B, A. Okay, again, all notes you know. D, C we've gone over, B we've gone over, A we've gone over. Okay, and if I'm honest, I'm really just going to give you a play along for the second line, because not only are those all notes that you are very adept at, but the 3rd and 4th measure on the bottom line just repeat what the 1st and 2nd measure do. You're just doing the same exact sequence of notes twice. So here we go. We're setting up for D. 1, 2, ready, go. And that's the whole song. All right, now you may need some practice with that 1st and 2nd measure, but if you've kept up with this instrument at all, and I'm gonna go ahead and assume that if you're watching this video, you've probably kept up with it. I doubt anybody's jumping on and discovering these just now. If you can play the bottom line and the 3rd and 4th measure on the top line, and you just need a little practice to pull together the first 2 measures, you're fine here. So let's give you a play along before we head out. Let's give you a play along for the entire thing. Remember, it's going to be top line, bottom line. That DCL fine means go back to the beginning and play till the fine marking, which is at the end of the top line. So top line, top line again. And They're all part of the same song, so there is no stopping. The same way that we don't pause or rest when we hit the end of a line, we don't pause when we're doing a repeat or when we're doing a da capo and jumping back to the beginning. So like when I hit the very last measure at the second line and it goes, it jumps right back in without skipping a beat. Okay, so that's, again, we'll take it slow, but that's what we're going to be looking for on our play along. So here we go. Starting on G, 1, 2, ready, go. And there we are. Alrighty, guys. Last recorder song of the year. Like I said, I'll be back next week with something a little bit fun for you to just kind of wrap up everything we've worked on, everything we've talked about. I understand that Mrs. Hart shared out a video talking to you guys about band. If you have any questions, thoughts, concerns, literally anything you want to talk about at all in regards to band, reach out to her or feel free to reach out to me, whichever one you want to do. We both have access to the same answers. And I hope a lot of you guys will not be soured by the way we ended our year on recorder. I hope that if you have the smallest interest in finding out what it's like to be part of Brown School's concert band, that you will jump at that opportunity and really give it a solid shot. Again, just reach out to me if you have any thoughts or concerns that you want to get. All right? Take it easy, guys. See you next week.